All right, you guys, so today we are gonna be taking this piece of wood and giving it a reclaimed vintage look with the XTOOL's P2 CO2 laser. So let's roll. Okie dokie, so we have this nice piece of wood right here that we are going to be making into a sign for somebody special in our lives. Nice little gift for them. So basically we are going to be making it into a sign, but we want the sign to have sort of a vintage reclaimed wood kind of aesthetic. And to do so, we are going to be doing a bunch of stuff to this piece of wood. Beating it up and also using the XTOOL's P2 CO2 laser to do some interesting effects on this piece of wood. First up, we have to measure and cut this piece of wood to make it the size we want for the sign. So let's jump to it. Okay, so now the fun part, we have to distress the wood. So we are going to do a couple interesting things to make it look like it's lived a little bit. So stay tuned and see what we do. All right, so first up, I'm gonna step on this piece of wood onto the rocks to give it some texture. So let's see how it turns out. All right, that's a good start. Let's continue. All right, so now that we've got most of the texture on the wood, we are gonna give it a light sand to prepare it to be laser engraved. And with the laser engraver, we're gonna add quite a bit more to it, but this is just a nice base to get it a little bit distressed looking so it doesn't look too fresh and new. So now I'm gonna take the orbital sander and give it a little sand. Alrighty, so we are pretty much done doing the manual texture on this piece of wood. Now we are going to take it up to the laser engraver and wait until you see what we do with that. Let's roll. Okay, so first up, we're gonna run a little test on a random piece of wood that we have because we've never done this before, so I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. So before we do it on the piece that we already distressed and worked on, we're gonna run a little test to make sure everything's good and figure out the settings. So right now I am using the XTOOL software to set up my project. This software is really beginner friendly and intuitive, and I really enjoy how easy it is to use. Okay, so the first test we did, the settings were definitely not strong enough, so I stopped it. And we are going to redo it again with a little bit stronger settings, a little bit higher on the power, and I think we're going to keep the speed about the same and see what that does. Alright, so it just finished. Let's check it out. So I think that came out extremely well. I'm super happy with it. So just to test out a few other things before we go and do it on our final piece of wood right here. I'm gonna test out the text that I wanna write, and I think that's about it. And so we're just gonna confirm those two things. We just confirmed the texture, everything's good. I like the settings, so we're gonna keep that for the final piece. Now we're gonna go test out the text, figure out what settings work and what looks good, and then after that, I think we're ready to make the final piece. How exciting. This came out amazing though. So as you saw on my computer, basically what I did was I took a photo that I have of some of our old logs that we, some dead trees that we removed a year or two ago that have just been chilling outside in our firewood stash. So I had a picture of that. I used that picture and just kind of adjusted the settings to what looked good and then engraved it, and it turned out amazing. So moving along, let's test the text. Alright, so I just finished messing around with the text to figure out what font to use and a little bit about the spacing and all that. So we're going to do a test run and see how it turns out. Alright, so let's check the results. Wow. I think I'm gonna increase the speed a little bit to try to eliminate some of the smoke. But yeah, looks great. Alrighty, so basically I set the settings. I love the deepness of the color here, but the smoke is not so great on this one. So I increased the speed a little bit, and that seemed to remove quite a bit of smoke. So I'll have to figure out what to do from there. So the issue that we face a lot is it's extremely humid where we are, and no matter what we do, unless we put the wood in some kind of dehumidifier or dehydrator, there's going to be some moisture in the wood, just even if it's stored inside. It's just really humid here, so that affects the outcome as well, I think. But regardless, we're pretty happy with the outcome. So now we are gonna finalize the settings and do the final piece, which is both scary and exciting at the same time. So fingers crossed, turns out good. Alright, so we just finalized the final piece and the final design for the final piece. Final destination up in here. So now the scary part, we're gonna start it. Alright, one thing I would like to mention, if you guys are interested in picking up an XTOOL's P2 CO2 laser, click the link in the description. It's an absolutely incredible machine. We have been so happy with how it works. Totally great, we totally love it, and I am just so excited to see what else we can do with it. Especially when we get into the interior design of our container house. We have a lot of cool ideas that I'm sure we'll be using this for in the future. So we're still waiting for the laser engraver to finish up doing the distressed look on the wood. But look at the view we get to watch while we wait. Wait until you see it. Alright you guys, it just finished running. That took quite a bit of time to do the engraving, but it was a very big surface with a pretty complicated design. But wait until you see how it turned out. Check this out. Look at that.
Doesn't even look like the same piece of wood.
So, for reference, we started with a piece of wood that looked like this. This is the same piece of wood, just the other side. And we made it into that. I think this came out so incredibly well. I love the design of the distressing. I think it looks really natural, and yeah, I literally couldn't have came out any better. I'm so happy with it. Look at the detail. Really nice. So I am gonna leave it in here. Now we're gonna do the text. I don't want to move it out of place just because I don't want to mess anything up. So now we're gonna do the text engraving, and then after we are going to stain and seal it. We already tested a little piece earlier with this new water-based stain that we bought, and I think it's perfect for the look that we're going for. So let's do the text and move along one more step further. Super happy with how this came out. This machine is absolutely incredible. We love this laser engraver. It is just so high quality, and you can tell with how it works and the design, and yeah, love it. Okay, time for the text. Let's keep moving. Okay, just finalized the text. We're just gonna go for it. Oh, makes me so nervous. It's one of those things that if you mess up, you mess up. So cross your fingers for us that everything turns out well. Let's go. All right, it finally finished. So let's check it out. Wow. I am so incredibly happy with how this turned out. So if you see, this is what we started with basically, and this is what we're ending with. I love how it came out. It looks exactly how we wanted it to, and everything went well and we didn't make any mistakes, which is so great. So this is the same piece of wood, just cut in half. This is what we started with, and this is how it looks now. So originally we were thinking about staining this piece of wood, and now that we have it like this, I think we're gonna leave it because we really like the contrast between the natural pine and the darkness of the engraving. I think it looks really nice. So we are gonna drill 2 holes to attach a piece of twine to hang it, and I think that'll be it. And I think we're just gonna leave it like that. I can't believe that it came out so good. I'm just so happy with it, and yeah, it's really, really, really nice. Special thank you to XTools for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click the link in the description if you guys are interested in purchasing the XTools P2 CO2 laser. So let's drill the holes and move along. All right, now for the reveal. Oh wow. All right, you guys, I would say that this turned out to be a total success. So we were able to recreate a distressed, vintage, reclaimed wood look on a new piece of wood using the XTools P2 CO2 laser, and this is the final result. So happy with how it turned out, and I'm looking forward to creating more unique projects like this in the future with the XTools P2. What do you think of how it turned out?
Look amazing. So we print an expensive wood on a cheap wood. And that look just amazing.
Pretty much, yeah. Awesome. So we ended up just using this piece of twine because I'm not sure how the recipient of this gift wants to display it. So if they want to put it against a wall or like on a fireplace mantle, they can just lean it against whatever, or if they want to hang it on the wall, they can use the twine. So we were originally gonna stain it, and we were gonna drill holes to attach the twine, but in the event that they just want to put it on like a mantle or shelf or something, I wanted to give them the option to do either, which is why we just stapled the twine on the back. But I think it looks really nice, and I think it's just great. It turned out amazing. The aesthetic is very on point.
Do you want to know something it's even more cool about that? It's like the picture that you use to recreate the old wood. It's a piece of wood from our land.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we are cloning a tree to some random sign. Like, it's pretty insane.
That's funny. And also true. So another successful project in the books using the XTOOL's P2 CO2 laser. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Help support our channel by leaving a comment, liking, and sharing this video. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with our projects and adventures on Pacific Pines Ranch. We put out new videos every Saturday, and sometimes even during the week, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any. Okay, bye!